Right, welcome back, team. This has been the first. This is the first team meeting we've had in a couple of weeks because we've all been busy doing other bits and pieces. Oliver's been dadding, Danielle's been birthday partying, and I'll not tell you what I've been up to. But how are you?
Really
Yeah.
good, thank you. Yeah, really good. Like you say, lots of birthday parties from pretty much the 1st of November, and I think the last one's on Friday. So
Oh,
still in full swing, and then it's just obviously I can start thinking about Christmas.
yeah, it's never ending, eh?
Brendan.
How's things with you, Oliver?
Yeah, good. Lots of dadding, lots of screaming from everyone.
Yeah, you were from everyone. Yeah. You were saying beforehand that he slept through last night, or he was only up the once.
Only up the once, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
God, I bet
getting
it.
better, hopefully.
Yeah.
I was giving them the benefit of my wisdom, Danny, that trying to do both of you getting up in the middle of the night doesn't work. Turnabout doesn't work. You need to do full nights. So that's what we did with both hours. It was like, right, this night's yours, this night's mine, this night's yours.
Yeah.
And you don't deviate for the pattern. So even when I had nights out on a Friday, and it fell on a Friday, I was still getting up.
Yeah.
So it actually kept me sober
Yeah.
because I was like, there's no point me going home half cut and then
Trying to look
having to
after
get
a
up
baby. Yeah.
with a screaming baby in the middle of the night. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. No, definitely. Sharing the load definitely helps.
yep. He's got it down to a fine art now, though.
Good.
He sleeps when he's working. Is that right, Oliver?
Yeah.
A
I
sleepy night, you
sleep.
sleep. Yeah, you sleep. Each to their own, eh? Each to
Yeah.
their own. Cool. So yes, obviously this is a golf podcast. Have you guys been golfing recently?
Oliver.
I was at the range the other week,
Yeah.
uh, trying out some new clubs.
Oh, so not working on anything then?
Yeah, working on things as well,
Yeah.
but with new clubs.
With new
Nice.
clubs.
What were you trying?
Uh, I've ended up going for the Tacoma 101s.
Okay.
This is these direct to consumer ones, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
uh, which seem to be forgiving
Yep.
and and have more distance. So I
Yeah.
thought,
Perfect. Happy days.
why not?
Yeah.
That seems to be what
Absolutely.
everybody wants.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Forgiveness, more distance. I mean, literally, that's ticked. I think every golfer's box, isn't it? I think.
I think so. What about
um,
you, Danny? What have you been up to?
do you know? I've done a bit of mountain biking. Um, and I haven't actually played any golf at all since I last saw you. This sort of time of year, I do, hibernate a little bit more. I tend to do a lot more stretching. Um, and yeah, I keep myself sort of mobile that way. I think because probably I've played golf for so many years now, my body, it's not like riding a bike because it's not like that at all. When people say, oh, you play for years and you just, you're not, you definitely lose your ability and your skill. But I am fortunate enough that I can pick up a golf club a month down the line and still hit it pretty good.
Yeah.
So I do generally, I think because I had to play golf for so many years in the winter with freezing cold hands and numb fingertips and cracked knuckles, I don't have to do that now. So I generally, if it's raining, I'm like, nah, I think I'm going to stay in. um, and so, yeah, I generally start to sort of hibernate and look after my body a little bit better. Like my nutrition side of is like, improves during the winter as well. And yeah, I just sort of do that side of golf really, for me.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we are obviously now into. Well, we've not officially started winter. I don't think it starts till the middle of December, but it's bloody freezing up here. I don't know
Is
what
it?
it's like down where you are in.
It's
We were
been
we were
really
scraping
cold.
car windscreens. Yeah, we were scraping
Yeah,
car
Ooh.
windscreens this
we
morning.
were frozen windscreens.
Wow,
Yes.
no, it's been really cold. Like we've had a proper cold snap the last couple of days, but no frost yet. But yeah, it's definitely turned.
Yeah. Yeah. So I noticed this morning was the first morning I did notice it. I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to scrape the car. And then I was like, oh, I could maybe go to the driving range later on tonight, but I've decided to shelf that because it's going to be a bit too cold.
Oh,
So
really?
Yeah. So what I wanted to get into with you in particular, I know you said you hibernate now,
Mm.
but what should we be doing over the winter if we are not as gifted as you that can just take some time off and turn up and pick up a club and go shoot scores? What do you think we should be working on over the winter?
Um, Definitely it would be working on your golf muscles. So making sure that your back is really strong, making sure that your like hip flexors are loose, and obviously your leg muscles, your glutes. So really it's I mean, what we were taught was that you did loads of body prep, making sure that you had good mobility and strength in your wrists and your forearms, your shoulder rotator cuffs, etc., etc. You really did sort of look at your body in the winter and made sure that you were putting it in the best shape possible to then hit the road pretty much from like January. I mean, a lot of the girls now, like if you've been to tour school, you've got your tour card ready, so you'd be probably taking this as your bit of a break, maybe sorting out clubs if you were changing clubs like Oliver's just done. You'd go to the range, you'd check like your loft lie, and your angles and spin, etc., which is not something that I'm too au fait with, but that is definitely what I see a lot of the girls doing sort of right now, having a bit more of a relaxed time, but checking on their clubs, making sure that everything still is set for how they need to hit the road running really in the January.
Yeah.
So it's prepping the body, making sure your clubs are good, and just keeping yourself in the sort of mode of swinging. I would say range work, checking on your yardages, etc., is like getting those really snapped down is what you want to be doing during the winter.
Cool. Well, on that, I've got a bit of news.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've booked my first golf lesson today.
Yes.
Right, I've been like, oh, I'm going to start working on stuff over the winter, and I'm going to go and see this guy. And we'd spoken before, we just never quite got over the hurdle. And then I was sitting the day, and it popped up on his Instagram that he had a space on Saturday, and I'm like, right, I'm taking that. So I was straight on
Nice.
the text, and I'm like, Lee, let's get this going, right? There's no point me mucking about here and deliberating for another month before I come and see you. Let's just make a start. So I'm going to see him on Saturday. Lee is Forged Golf on Instagram. Really nice guy. I've spoken to him before. Seems very realistic with what I will be able to achieve, which is good. So he wanted to know what I wanted to work on, first of all. So the plan had been that we were going to go and play 9 holes, probably at my place, let him watch what I was doing, and then pick up my faults and then work on a plan to thing it. But the month's got away from us. It's now dark and it's very cold. So that's now not getting done. We're going to have to assess it on the range. So what I did say to him was that I wanted to work from the green back, right?
Yeah.
A la Tiger Woods, right? I wanted to get so good putting, then really chip in and then chip in and work my way back from there. But the greens and stuff are obviously not going to be in such a good state at the moment because of the weather that we've been having, and potentially if they're going to be frosted on Saturday, they're going to be frosted off. So what we're working on first is ball striking, right?
So you
It's getting
completely.
worse and worse.
I've completely changed from what I was going to do
Oh my god, I love that.
to now what I'm going to do. So we're going to work on ball striking.
Yeah.
I did tell him that I currently do not have drivers or anything like that because he says I take it you want to work on the long stuff, and I was like, well, actually I don't have any long clubs, but I am getting some long clubs, which was my other bit of news. But you already knew that I'm getting myself. I've decided I'm no longer a member of the No Driver Club. I was being stupid. I was losing 40 to 50 yards off the tee all the time. So I've bit the roulette. I'm getting myself some clubs. I will
Nice.
discuss it as and when they come.
Yeah.
And
Can
one of
I
the guys.
can I just ask something?
Go on then.
Are you saying that you have never had a lesson? This is
No,
your
I have.
first lesson?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
gosh.
I was going to ask
I
that.
have had lessons in the
Right.
past,
Yeah, okay.
but I have had. So when I was a junior years ago,
Yeah.
I went for some like Saturday morning
Yeah.
batter 50 balls things. Then I've had a lesson on a track man, but that was it, and I never
Right.
ever followed it up.
Right.
So I've probably only really had in my adult life like one proper lesson.
Right,
And it
okay.
was because someone had bought me it
Oh.
as a gift.
Where's he gone? Oh, there he is.
You disappeared there, Oliver.
Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry. Somebody bought me it as a present,
Yep.
a lesson, so I went along to that one. But again, I then didn't go back to do any follow-ups. So when I say I'm starting lessons, that's what I mean.
Right,
There'll be a series of lessons to make Craig great again, right? Taking away
Okay.
Americanism.
Yeah.
Whatever was great in the first place, we're going to make Craig great again.
I like that.
I think it's some cats made up.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. So that's the plan. So I told him I didn't have any drivers or any long woods and stuff, and I have told him that I'm going to buy new irons.
Yep.
Because I think that's important. What's the point in him teaching me how to do something if I'm then going to go and get these new irons? I haven't quite decided what I'm going to get yet in the iron range, but that'll not be until after the year. So at least if we work on the basics just now, then I can go pick up a set of something.
I think that's exactly it, exactly what you've just said. If you work on the basics and you get a really, really good foundation, then when you put a good set of clubs in your hand that are just custom for you, then you'll notice a massive difference. You will do.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter actually what clubs you end up putting in your hand. If they've been slightly tailored to how you swing it, you'll notice a big difference.
Yeah, and that was my thinking. So I was like, if I go and see him now and we work on stuff, if I go to get the fitting side of it, then that would be the swing I'm happy with, and then I will build that up over the coming months. And then hopefully I'll get that swing that I sent you the picture on Instagram.
Oh, I want that swing.
I know. I've not sent that to Lee because I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to send him a picture, a video, and be like, Lee, I need you to make me look like
and he goes, you're nowhere close.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm absolutely nowhere close. Oliver, I'll send you the link later on. His name's Lewis Sparrow, right? And it's ultimate golf porn. Like, I watch his videos like 2 or 3 times a day. And I'll just open my phone. Oh, look at that. It's brilliant. And then I just get back to whatever I'm doing.
It's like that. Is it Cranford, the Instagram Cranford, who hits those really low... I'll have to see if I can find it. Is it? Can you? I can't. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to open up my Instagram now that I'm logged back in. By the way, that was awful. I had like so many things that I. But anyway, we're diversing. Let me look at that, and then I can send it to us on the. Exactly.
But yes, you want to go and watch this boys swing, Oliver, because it is a thing of beauty. Now, I texted to Danielle the other week and I was like, oh, this looks dead easy because it looks effortless, right? Absolutely effortless. And she's like, Craig, have a word with yourself. Like, that has been ingrained and ground into this guy for years to get it as effortless. It looks like he's not even trying.
No, it's so Oliver, smooth.
Look it up right now while we're talking here so that you can see it. Right, I'm gonna send you this, so bear with me 2 seconds. Lewis Sparrow Golf, his name is. Go on Instagram.
Yeah, it is so good.
Other social media platforms are available, but Lewis Sparrow Golf on Instagram, that is swing goals as far as I'm concerned. You found them yet?
I have.
Right, go on the very first video, the one he's got pinned. He's got like a light blue shirt, and he's a big, handsome guy, I know, just into the bargain.
I don't think
he's tailor-made for Instagram.
I don't think the lesson can get you that.
No, I don't think the lesson can get you that, all my lessons I've had, my swing doesn't look like that.
Right, you watched it, Oliver?
I have.
What do you think?
It looks easy.
It does look easy. That's what I mean. Why is it not easy to swing a club like that?
I know. I mean, his body looks...
That's probably gone about 200 yards as well.
I know.
It just looks like he doesn't even try. For the benefit of the listeners, because this being an audio podcast, I'm going to play the noise of his swing, right? Just so you can all see it. That's how much I'm in love with this guy. Oh.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah,
that's
I don't.
Alarm clock. That's
I don't. Yeah. I don't. No, that's like, I want to say that's like an alert. That's like a WhatsApp alert.
Like a whoosh.
Yeah.
Like you sent an email.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So
beautiful.
I am probably realistic that that won't happen, but it has been said in the past that I do have an easy looking swing, right?
Okay. This
So
is obviously going to be on YouTube, right? You're
yeah, oh, yeah, I'm
you're
going to
let
doc
you're going to
all.
document. Yeah, good.
I'm going to document all of this, and we're going to put it on the Going OB TV YouTube channel, which
Yeah,
will launch properly in January.
nice. Yeah,
And we're going to do what's in the bags. We're going to do course vlog things. Me and Oliver are going to come down and challenge Danielle at her course.
nice.
The two of us against you will get absolutely dusted,
Is that
but
is that scramble or best ball?
eh, we'll work out the finer details
We
at
could
some
do
point.
Or
greensomes. Greensomes
Scots
is always
win?
good fun.
Right, we'll work something out, Oliver, that maybe works to our advantage. But yeah,
Works
that's
to our advantage. You know,
yeah,
I play off the Reds, right?
yeah. You can play off the red, yeah.
I'll do chipping and putting. You do the rest of it.
Right, okay. I need to get the ball in a position for you to chip and putt in the
Yeah,
first place, so Oliver. That's what could cause us some problems. So Um, yeah, so I'm quite buoyed about the fact, and I was like, I could keep going out on Saturday and try to play, go up and get a wee hit about with the boys and stuff, which I might still do in the morning. But I thought, why not be a bit more proactive here, and let's get the ball rolling, if you like,
yeah,
and we'll
nice.
get some lessons started. So hopefully, maybe in the next couple of months, we will have some videos, and you will see my swing develop, and we might get Lewis on the podcast. Open invitation for him, by the way. If he ever wants to come on this podcast to
Yeah,
discuss how much work actually went into that swing, then he is
absolutely.
more than well. He is more than welcome. So, yeah. What are you going to be working on in Oliver? Winter golf for you. What does that look like?
Not getting frostbite. uh, I'd say I'd like a bit more distance.
Mhm.
And a couple lessons, same as you.
Right.
Might be able
And the
to help each other.
and the distance all the way through the bag, or just like put the ball closer off the tee and then
I'd say everything.
right. Okay. So how are we getting that, Danny? Speed equals
Yeah, well,
distance, eh?
it would be club head speed, wouldn't it, as well? But it would also be, I suppose, kick point in the shafts can help, like wherever they are. Um, yeah, there's a number of things as well. How much, like the launch, how much it hangs in the air rather than, because they say there's like the sweet spot, isn't there, where it gets to the
Yeah.
height and then drops rather than straight down. It carries on an arc. So it is so technical. I tell you what, Ali, who is one of the South Region's fitters for Callaway, her knowledge on how to get more distance from obviously club fitting alone, but honestly, she was at university well, she's American. She's at university. She'd be a really interesting one to ask those sort of questions, because I get asked loads and loads of golf questions, technical stuff. I was not a technical player. I
Mhm.
I held a golf club, and I was fortunate enough that I had hand-eye ball coordination, and I played. When anybody tried to say anything about launch and spin, I'd sit there and I'd go, "Oh my god, what do I do? I just need to go, yeah, okay, that sounds really good." And that's probably why I've got such a lovely relationship with Jeff at Ping, because I used to go there and he'd be like, right, this is easy. Because I had no preconception of what I needed. I just went there, I swung the golf club, and he'd go, nope, try that one. Nope, try this one. Right, we'll do that with the head. We'll do this with the thing. And I was like, okay, I'd never asked why. I never asked anything. And then at the moment that I hit it and it just went well and it went far and the grouping was fab, he'd be like, that's the one. And I'd be like, okay. And that sums up my whole relationship with Ping, is that Jeff would just be like, right, she's swinging like this, or it was just, yeah. So I don't really know is going to be the right thing for me to say, but I think it is definitely club head speed, and it will be launch angle, etc., etc.
And would
Yeah.
you get that with building more
It dynamic
muscle
stretching.
or
Dynamic
stretching?
stretching is probably the best. If you can sort of like coil yourself up to have a really good sort of like spin into it, you've obviously got to have flexibility and strength. And that's why Pilates is amazing, because you get the flexibility from the yoga style stretching, but you also get the strength and the core strength from the Pilates type moves. So it's super, like, there used to be a thing when I was on tour called yoga lattes, which was yoga and Pilates, and it was a real mix up. And now that is fantastic, but it dynamic stretching, and that's what they call it now, has definitely taken the forefront in what golfers now really use. So which is strength within stretching. So
Yeah.
and that's really what you want, because that also gives you reliability in what your muscles can cope with. If you're too strong and you're not flexible, you'll end up like getting twinges and your pull muscles and things like that. And it's super, you don't realize how flexible. I mean, look at Jimenez on the driving range. Have you seen that guy warm up?
Yeah.
He is
He does the whole,
flexible.
yeah.
Like, that guy moves better than I do. And, these guys now are so flexible and so strong with their flexibility. And I think that's actually what gives them that strength through the golf swing. I think.
Because, I mean, obviously Bryson had his thing a couple of years ago where he tried to bulk up because he was like, the more power you can put behind the ball,
Yeah.
the further the ball's
But
going to be.
he's gone back down.
Yeah, he's obviously realised that maybe didn't work out. But then you get guys like Bubba Watson, right, who, like, you could push him over, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, like, the wind could brush him over. And he used to fight. He used to put the ball out there miles.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the kind of first plus 300 players on the tour, and he was just a big wiry guy. But he must have been physically strong, but just with these big lanky arms,
Yeah.
big long levers,
It was
and just pumped the ball out there.
like that Charles Schwartzville, or whatever his name is, I can't think, South African guy. I'm never
Yeah.
good with his name. Now,
Try it again.
No, I really
value.
Charles. I actually went and played the World Championship with him when he was representing South Africa and I was representing Europe, and he was a waif of a boy. Like, literally, I mean, he was tiny. That boy sent it. Like, it was, and he still did as a pro as well. But he was tiny. There was nothing of him at all. So, yeah, I don't think it's always about bulking up. I mean, I'm not being funny. Just look at Tiger, though. When he was at his absolute peak, he was physically the picture of just perfection, really. He really, really was. Muscle size.
I was watching that Tiger documentary the other day. The one that was on a couple of years ago. The
Yeah.
two-part one where, like,
that,
the two-part one where, like, they get all the girlfriends that he had on, and they all get their 5 minutes of fame and stuff. But it obviously, it was interesting because it developed, it charted him from, like, the very beginning all the way through, and through his various stages, and you could see him getting fitter. And he was like, they spoke about it. They're like, he was one of the first ones to be in the gym. He's like, we used to play competitions and we would go in the gym. Like, he played Augusta, and he would finish his round, and it would be Gary Player, who was like an honorary starter, but is still fit as in. And Tiger would be the ones, and Vijay Singh would be in there lifting weights and looking after himself. And then all of a sudden, everybody just went, oh, well, Tiger does that, I should be doing that. And that's why these golfers now travel with massive teams of people that can, recover them, break them down, coach them, bits and pieces of everything. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely is a team game from that.
Yeah, it is. On tour, when I was on tour, we had a traveling, like, physio. And we ended up getting like a couple of traveling physios, and you would have to book in sometimes like weeks in advance to make sure that you would have an appointment with him, because us girls, we were a wreck. Like, we had like back issues, ankle issues, wrists, like shoulders, necks and everything. It wasn't really a thing. You didn't have that physical, like, fitness team around you. When I was on tour, you were just sort of like doing your own thing, and then you'd get on tour and you'd be like, oh my God, I've just carried my tour bag like from the hotel to the and I've put my shoulder out or something. And or I've dragged my bag through the airport and it's like really hurt my shoulder. And yeah, you would just, and that doesn't really happen now. Like there's teams of people that travel with these girls now. So yeah, it's really, really different. Maybe not of the lower levels, but definitely, the bigger hot shots. They don't do any of their heavy lifting.
No. And that's what they've got caddies for, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Caddies and
Absolutely.
entourages.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was kind of all I wanted to really speak to you about this week, and obviously share my good news that I'm now make Craig great again. That's
Yeah.
the new hashtag for the
Love
show.
that. I think we should make that go viral.
Aye, let's try. But yeah, that's kind of me and all I've got for this week. Unless you guys have anything pressing, anything on that you want to speak about this week, or Danny's going to be birthday partied out by the end of it.
I am going to be birthday partied out, caked out, birthday partied out. Yeah, I'm ready to get a bit of fresh air, I think.
Whose birthdays is it? Yours?
So, no, I'm a March person. So it's like,
all right.
Just for an example, my nephew's on the 1st, my husband's the 3rd, my niece is the 6th, my daughter's is the 10th, my mum's is the 15th, my auntie's the 19th.
All right, okay. Aye.
Oh, and my cousin is then the 21st. So
You've got another couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have. We generally don't do parties for my auntie and then my cousin because they go off and do stuff a little bit further away. So it generally stops parties around my mum's birthday, the 15th. So yeah, but it's just mental. It's absolutely mental.
Yeah, but you're getting through it.
I'm getting through it.
You're not complaining. You're getting through it.
I can't complain about parties.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Cake cures all, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love it.
Perfect. Right. Thanks again, guys. We'll catch up next week.
Yeah, perfect. All right, have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
See ya.
Bye.